So now that we got our basic plot set out for the entire game, we need to put it into terms of Python. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all this out with a comment. It's just to indicate the separation between them. And this will be to define the game. We define a function with the characters def for define, and our function is going to be play TicTacToe. Since it's a function, it has parentheses, and since we're defining it, it's going to be a colon. It automatically indents, and so when we open our game, we want it to greet the player. So what we will say is print, and in quotes, let's play TicTacToe. Next, what we want to do is we want to define the board, because that's the first thing that we see is the board. So the board equals initialize board, and that will be our function, which we will define later. Next is the player, which equals initialize player. We need to make sure that everything is spelled exactly right, or the program will not run. The next thing we do is the while we can't continue, which is just a while can continue. And whenever you make a function, it looks at certain things. So the function is going to look at the board, and we will now define the can continue function as it needs to print the board, which will be its own function, which will look at what the board is doing. The move, it has to look at the move, so the move is going to be equal to getting the move, so just get move, and the get move function will look at the board and the player separated by a comma. Next, it will look at the board, what the board looks like after the move is made. So the board is going to be equal to make the move, which is going to look at the board, the player, and the move. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to define how the players get switched. So it's just going to be player equals swap player, and the player, the function, is going to look at just the player. Then we want it to announce, after all this, we want it to announce the outcome. We want to make sure that that is not inside the while can continue, because the outcome comes after we cannot continue anymore. The function will look at the board, and then we just want it to print.